Hi guys, it's Max here with dartsreviews.tv in association with dartsplanet.tv. We've got some data darts for you today. This is the Atom darts. Very diddy looking barrel. Gonna be a little bit weird, I think. But what I think we'll do is we'll head on over to the board, have a closer look. Okay, so we're over at the table with the data dart Atom darts. As you can see straight away looking through the window, it's a very short barrel, and in fact it's such a big thing they even put on the packaging it's a 30mm barrel length. Quite a simple design on the packaging with the grey pattern and everything. You've got the 90% tungsten and obviously showing that it's 0.1 gram match weighted. Over on the back you've got some information there about data dart and the dart, forging players into champions, and obviously some social media info. But let's get the darts out, have a closer look. Comes in like a really simple sort of packaging. It's just like a folded card, but obviously it's there to just keep them in place in the packaging. No extra cost going to the player or anything with any fancy designs. It's got the 3 flights held in there as well. Starting at the front, we've got quite a short black coated point. Obviously the black coating does add a little bit of a grip element, and then we have this really big tapered ball nose at the front, and then literally as it gets to the widest point it tapers from the front all the way to the back of the barrel straight into this medium data dart poly stem. And you've got the etching there of the data dart, and in the midsection you have 4 wide rings and 5 fairly deep grooves. I'd say they're not too deep, but I can feel them with my fingers, and obviously my fingers don't do grippy darts too well, but I can slightly feel them. It's almost smoothish, but they're definitely square cut because I can feel the corners, but it's mainly on the push point. Obviously the biggest selling point on this is the fact that it is a very short barrel, so it's not going to suit somebody like me who holds the dart with the at the back and rest my front finger on. It's definitely tailored to those that would normally grip at the front of a barrel. The measurements on this, as you know, it's going to be 30mm in length, but at the widest point, these are the 23-gram ones, it's 9.9mm. That's a very wide dart. I'm not sure how that's going to do with grouping and deflections, but what we'll do is we'll head on over to the board and we'll have a look. Okay, so we're over in the dart room with some data dart Atom darts. Atom is quite fitting for these. These are quite small. These are just 30mm long and almost a centimetre wide. Definitely quite a niche market, I reckon, but we'll see how we get on. We're going to have a couple of practice throws just so I can try and get used to them before going into our 201 practice routine. So let's see how we get on. A little bit wide to start. Oh, 121. I'm pretty much holding right at the back of that barrel just so I can still get my middle finger on the end of it. Oh, bit of a wobble. 43. A little bit less consistent, but I think we should be okay. Definitely playing a few mind tricks with me this one, because they're so fat at the front and thin at the back. My fingers feel a little bit alien, but yeah, let's go into our 201 practice routine. Game on. Oh, just outside. 123. Nice throw there. Left ourselves 78. Oh, that wasn't good. Nor was that. Dear oh dear. 31 scored. 47 left. There we go. We've left ourselves 32. Let's see how we go. There we go, in one dart. Considering how I felt I was struggling with that, getting it in 7 darts, extremely happy. Definitely, definitely a niche market, I reckon. If you're a front gripper, these might be perfect for you. I'm a rear gripper. It's very, very alien. I'm literally having to hold it right at the back of the barrel section just so I can get my front finger to touch something other than the point. But what I think we'll do is we'll go and have a final thought. Well, when I was throwing them, they felt very weird in my hand, but I was more than happy to start off with a 123. Took me a little bit to finish, unfortunately. I've done it in 7 darts in the end, but yeah, it took a little bit of playing about to get the right grip for me. I'm more of a rear gripper, not a front gripper, but for a front gripper, these are going to be fantastic. They're heavy at the front. Obviously, they are quite wide. They're very almost a centimetre wide, but 30 millimetres long. You could pretty much put them in your pocket and forget about them, I suppose, if you haven't got stems and everything on there. The grip rating, I'm only going to give it a grip of 1. It was more about the push point because of the taper from that really wide point to the barrel. The rings and the grooves, I didn't feel that much in my fingers, so it's not an over grippy dart. It is more about the push point. Price point though is £39.95. It's a 90% tungsten, and you can really feel the like tungsten content because of the width of the dart, and it's great to get a short barrel like this that's only like 23 grams, which is really, really good. And the weights that it comes in are 21 and 23, so it's not a massive range. It is quite a light sort of dart, but again, like I said, it really is going to sort of like boost in the sort of like front grippers. I think it's going to be a little bit of a niche market, I suppose, because majority of people now tend to be using a longer barrel. With this dart, it's hard to explain how it flew through the air. It is a front weighted dart, so it sort of dipped down at the end, as you saw when I was throwing it. It was very sort of like high tailed, but I reckon playing about with the setup it would work quite well. If you agree or disagree with anything I've said with these darts, head on down to the comment, or if you've got any questions about them, I do try and get back to you. And if you've got a set, it will really help out other players if you give them your thoughts as well. Make sure you tick subscribe and tick notification bell. Lots of reviews coming up in the future, not just darts, we do shirts, cases, all sorts. Plus there's talk stuff on here as well. Head over to dartsplanet.tv or dartsreviews.tv. There's some reviews on there, articles, everything, especially with the Premier Darts and everything and competitions. There's something for everyone, whether you got 5 minutes or half an hour. And as always, come back, check us out again soon. Bye.